देवपदम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 2nd chapter. Maybe you may want to come a little forward because she will be translating into Russian language. You may feel disturbed. So, just to give a summary of what we have been reading all through these days, we are going through the holy life of Ajamila, how he got another opportunity to engage himself completely in the service of Supreme Lord. Parikshit Maharaj heard from Sukadeva Goswami about various hellish planets and sufferings there. Being concerned as a Vaishnava, being concerned for all those living entities who have to undergo so many sufferings, hellish sufferings, he inquired Sukadeva Goswami that what is the way to get out of these hellish sufferings? Is there, people commit sins. There is, nobody can, stay away from committing sins. So, is there a way to be freed from those sinful activities? Sukadeva Goswami says, yes, there are certain, procedures of atonement that are mentioned in the scriptures. Depending on the severity of the sin one has performed, one has to atone accordingly. And, there are different processes. You can follow that. But you need to atone as soon as the sin is committed, because if you delay, the reaction of the sin will intensify. Just like, if we take a loan, if we don't pay it timely, then we have to pay more interest in a similar manner. But Parikshit Maharaj was not okay with this procedure at all. He says, by performing karma, one sinful activity, we cannot perform another karma to negate it. One bad activity cannot be negated by performing a good activity, because the desire to commit the sin is not gone yet. The desire, by undergoing the process of atonement, the desire to commit sin is not finished. It is just like an elephant taking bath. So elephant is taking bath, and as soon as he is coming on the land, he is putting all the dust over him. What is the use of such? I have atoned, but after atonement is over, again I am doing, sinful activities. Just like, our Swami Maharaj used to say that, the Christians, they go to the church every Sunday to confess whatever mistakes they have done. Oh Lord, please forgive me for whatever sins I have committed. He will confess everything. And again, after coming out of the church, he will continue doing his sinful activities. What is the use of such? Because he is thinking that next Sunday I will go and confess again, I can commit. So this is it's not only in Christians, it's there everywhere. And just an example is given. Here also we do go and take bath in Ganges, come and then again do all kinds of sins. Next year I will go to Ganges again, take bath and wash away all my sins. At least they are going every Sunday, we are going every year to take bath and cleanse ourselves. But the process is the same. That committing sins and trying to, leave it to Ganga or someone else, to Jesus Christ. We have not purified ourselves from the desire to commit that sin. So Parikshit Maharaj says, is there a better process? Then Sukadeva Goswami says, yes, you are a very good listener. Because a good listener will have such questions. He says, yes, jnana, knowledge is superior. Tapasa, brahmacharyena, shamena cha, damena cha. You should perform, undergo penance. You should observe celibacy, control of the senses, regulated life, chanting, doing, yajna, etc. There are all these things you need to perform to cleanse yourself through knowledge. Then he says, he gives an example, just like a fire in the forest of the bamboo trees. When there is a fire, entire bamboo trees, they are burnt. Similarly, jnana, knowledge, burns all the sins away. Parikshit Maharaj says, yes, that is okay, but the root is still remaining beneath the ground. It has burnt. The moment there is rain, the roots will again start sprouting and then the trees will come again. So, the bija, the seed of the sin is not destroyed yet. Therefore, there should be a better process. Then Sukadeva Goswami says, yes, one-pointed devotion to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, complete submission to Him is the process by which one can even remove the prarabdha sins that are right there to be enjoyed or suffered. Even those sins can be destroyed by the influence of devotion. My dear Sukadeva, Parikshit, forget about performing one-pointed devotion to Supreme Lord. Even if one comes in contact with devotion by faintly, just a little, he will be freed from all the sins. Then, in this regard, there is a conversation between the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas about a Brahmana Ajamila who was attached to his son Narayana, whom he begot through a Shudra woman, prostitute. And in order to take care of his family, he was doing all illicit activities, crimes. He was plundering, from persons. He was giving trouble to others. He was doing all these things, but he had got attachment to his 10th son when he was 88 years old. He was about to die. And at that time, the Yamadutas, 3 Yamadutas, they had come to take away Ajamila. Seeing the Yamadutas come, he was very frightened, and out of his attachment to his son Narayana, he took the name Narayan. And Narayan, because he chanted Narayana's name, even though it was not intended for the Lord, just because he chanted the name Narayana, the Vishnudutas, 4 Vishnudutas, they also arrived there. And then they stopped Yamadutas. What are you doing? Stop doing this. Then, seeing the beauty of the Vishnudutas, Yamadutas inquired, who are you? You seem to be very beautiful. You are wearing yellow garments, you have helmets, you are looking beautiful, you have Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma in your 4 hands, and you are looking very noble and educated. You seem to be educated. Why are you stopping us from doing our actions, our duties? Our duty is to punish the sinners. It does not befit an educated person like you. Okay, foolish persons are doing, we understand. But you seem to be educated about dharma. You should not be doing this. Who are you? Then the Vishnudutas inquired, rather than telling who they are, they told, what is dharma? What are the characteristics of adharma? Who is to be punished? What is the process of punishment? Are all the karmis punishable? So he asked these questions. They asked these questions to the Yamadutas. And then Yamadutas replied one after another that the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge is dharma. Dharma is given by Supreme Lord only, Narayana. We heard from our master that Vedas are given by Supreme Lord Narayana, and whatever he gave there is dharma. Any action against it is adharma. But no living entity can perform only good deeds throughout his life. Every living entity commits both good and bad actions. Being bound by their material desires, no living entity at no point in time can be doing only good activities, because they are influenced by 3 modes of material nature. As per the influence they are acting. So when in Sattva Guna they may perform good actions, but in Tamo Guna they will perform bad actions. Therefore, all karmis are to be punished, because they have done bad activities during some time of their life. So they are to be punished. And what is the process of punishment? The process of punishment is that there are so many gods, the directions, the sun, the moon, the day, the night, the dusk and the dawn, the sun, the Dharmaraj, all these persons, they are witnessing what actions the living entities are performing. And according to whatever actions they are performing, they are punished. That is the process of punishment. This Ajamila was a noble Brahmana. He was performing all the Brahminical duties properly. But he got attracted to a Shudra woman when he went into the forest to fetch some, fruits, flowers and firewood. On the order of his father, he went into the forest and he went to fetch these things, and on his way back he saw a Shudra man embracing a Shudra woman in a lustful manner. He got attracted and he was overcome with lust. His intelligence, his good actions in the past could not be of any use. He tried to, use his, the Saddharma, whatever dharma, good activities he has performed, that could not save him from his lusty desires. The intelligence of the knowledge of the Vedas could not save him from that. Being, captured by the lusty desires, he intended to come in contact with that Vaishya or that prostitute, and he started taking care of her and her family. He gave up his own noble wife. He had a very beautiful wife, very chaste, and coming from a very high class Brahminical family. He even gave her company just to fulfill the desires of this Shudra woman. He started eating the food cooked by this Shudra woman. In this manner, he got contaminated, polluted, and he gave up all his good activities, but now he started performing bad activities also. He gave up once, now he is also engaging in sinful activities. He gave trouble to so many persons, and during his lifetime he has not performed any activity of atonement also. He did not perform any purificatory activity for whatever sins he has done. Therefore, this guy is to be dragged into the hellish planets and given proper punishment so that he will be purified from whatever sins he has done. Like this, the Yamadutas replied to Vishnudutas. And now Vishnudutas are saying that it is greatly painful to know that those who are the rulers, those who are supposed to be ruling, or those who are supposed to be religious, they are becoming irreligious. In the assembly of Dharmaraj, irreligiosity is touching. Now it has, the irreligiosity has entered into the assembly of Dharmaraj. The Vishnudutas are telling that those who are not an object of punishment, they are being punished. Those are not to be punished. They are being, the innocent persons, they are being punished. And there are different qualities of a ruler. What are the qualities of a ruler? He should be having affection towards those whom, to his citizens. He should have affection towards his citizens just like a father. The qualities of a ruler, the qualities of a leader are like this. A leader should have the quality of a father. He should have affection to all his citizens. Otherwise, there will be, if there is no affection, if there is only judgment, if there is only punishment, then where is that fatherly love? So, those who are supposed to have fatherly affection, that is Yamaraj, that is missing. And those who are supposed to be like Guru, giving instructions, good instructions, a king, a leader, a ruler is supposed to give instructions to his citizens. You do like this, you do like this, you should do like this. But that person is not behaving like a Guru. And Sarvatra Samadarshi, and he should be equipoised. He should not be biased to certain persons. He should have equivision on all the living entities. Just like, he should look for the welfare of everyone. Wherever there is happiness, just like he wants happiness, similarly he should also give his subjects or his citizens happiness. Otherwise he cannot be a ruler. And sadhu means well-wisher. He should be a well-wisher of his citizens. So these are the four qualities that are to be present in a king, in a ruler. We are very pained to know that in the courtyard of Dharmaraj also happening. He does not have the affection like a father. He is not giving instructions like a guru. He is not unbiased, and he is not thinking about the welfare of the citizens. Innocent persons are being punished. What will be the state of the citizens? Where will they take shelter? If the teachers are like this, if the rulers are like this, where will the citizens take shelter? Now we'll read verse number 4. Yad yad acharati shreya nitaratas tat dihate sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. श्रेष्ठ व्यक्तिगण जे रूप आचरण करिया थाकेन इतर जनगण ताहारई अनुकरण करे, ताहारा जाहा के प्रमाण बोलिया स्वीकार करेन लोक ताहारई अनुगामी होय. The Vishnudutas are telling to Yamadutas that those who are established in the society, those who are exalted, the exalted persons, whatever activities they perform, the citizens, ordinary people, follow that. The ordinary people follow the example of the exalted persons. Just speaking is not enough. We have to, those who are exalted, they set ideal. If they are doing bad activities, the citizens also does like that only. They also do like that. If the exalted persons who are supposed to be our ideal personalities, if they misbehave or if they don't do actions properly, then other citizens also, they imitate them, they follow them. And tahara jaha ke praman boliya svikar karen, whatever they consider to be the the truth, others also consider that to be the truth, because they simply imitate. Ordinary, you see, in India it is there, I am sure it is there everywhere. My ideal is such and such person, I want to become him or I want to become her. We have some ideal personalities in our life. But if such personalities, means who will be ideal? Those who are exalted, those who are established in the society, in the community, they are ideal. If they are engaged in sinful activities or if they are engaged in indisciplinary activities, ordinary people consider it to be as a evidence. Yes, he does it, he has done it, therefore what is wrong in me doing it? Therefore, those who are exalted, elevated or established, these persons have got a greater responsibility. They have to understand that people are following them. They have to understand that if they commit a mistake, the people in general, they will also, following their path, they will also commit mistakes and sinful activities. Therefore, it is becoming a exalted person or becoming an ideal is not the goal, but the responsibility increases further when we take up such a responsibility, or when we when people are seeing in that manner. So Dharmaraj here, Yamaraj is supposed to be the one whom everyone is following, like the Yamadutas, they are following him. Therefore, it is very, very essential that you follow the ideals properly. Like we are disciples of Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, a very famous personality, a very exalted Vaishnava who is worshipped by all the Vaishnava communities as the most exalted personality. Being his disciples, if we are not following his ideals properly, then those who have not actually come in contact with Gurudev, they will think, oh, he has learnt from his Guru, so his Guru must also be like this. Those who have seen Gurudev, those who have come in contact with Gurudev, they will not, they will say, oh, your Gurudev was not like this, why are you like this? They will immediately correct us. But those who have not come in contact with Gurudev, the next generation, those who have not seen him, they will see our actions, our activities, and they will say, oh, their Guru has not taught them properly. So we are representing our Gurudev, we are representing our society, we are representing our organization. The future generations are going to just take on the face of what we are performing rather than on the face of how it was established. People will come to any judgment very quickly by seeing our this thing. So, just simply saying that I am disciple of such and such great personality is not good enough. We need to take that responsibility of becoming disciple of such and such great personality. Then only we can be called as disciples of such and such. Not for getting name and fame in the Vaishnava society. Oh yes, my Gurudev is very famous. If I take my Gurudev's name, if I tell that I am the servant of Gurudev, then everyone will respect me. They will have very high regard for me. I will use Guru's name and Guru's position for my petty things. Then it is not good. So here, those who are established in the society or the community, they are setting an example for the people in general. Whatever they do, people will simply follow it. So here, the Yamadutas are telling the similar, verse is there in Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is telling to Arjuna, whatever a Sreshta, means an established person is doing, others are following. Same, almost one line is different, all the three lines same. Shri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Eirupa hoile ati sattvari ei dharma marga uchchanna hoibe iha bolitechen jad jad acharati ityadi. अर्थात श्रेष्ठ व्यक्ति जहाँ जहाँ आचरण करें साधारण लोग तद अनुरूप आचरण ही चेष्टा करे एवं महाजन जहाँ प्रमाण रूपे स्थापन करें अपर लोके ताहारी अनुसरण करिया थाके. If one wants to see the dharma progressing gradually, then those who are established in the society, the exalted personalities, they have to do like this. Like this means connection with the previous verse. They should be like Guru, they should be like Father, they should be like Sadhu, and they should be, unbiased. These are the characters that the leaders should have. If they have, only then dharma can progress gradually. Because people in general, they simply follow these great personalities. They will take them as their ideal and they will follow them. Therefore, it is important that these characters should be present in the exalted personalities or the leaders. What are they? Affection like father, giving instructions like teacher, out of love, means just not instructing that no, if you don't do I will beat. No, out of love, giving instructions, and then not being biased to anything, thinking about the welfare of others, and where the happiness lies for such a person, try to bring forth or perform an activity by which my subordinates or my citizens are happy. Not where I am happy, I will perform. If it is giving trouble to my citizens, it's their headache, they will solve it. No, that should not be the leader's thing. Where my citizens are happy, I shall perform an action in that manner. That is the quality of a ruler. Yasyanke shiro adhaya lokah swapiti nirvritah swayam dharmam adharmam va nahi veda yatha pashuhu sa katham nyarpitatmanam kritam maitram acetanam vishrambhaniyo bhutanang sagrino dogdhumarhati. अबोध पशुर न्याय प्राणीगण अपनारा धर्म व अधर्म किछुई जाने ना. The ordinary living entities, they are like an ignorant animal. They don't know what is dharma, what is adharma. Ordinary civilians, ordinary citizens, those who are being ruled, they are ignorant. They don't know what to do, what not to do. They are like ignorant like animals. Tahara परवश पशुर मतेई पालन करता स्वामीर अंके मस्तक राखिया निश्चिंत भावे निद्रा जाए. They are just like a dependent animal. An animal, innocent, that innocent animal does not know what is good, what is not good for him. Animal simply follows the master, their master, like a cow or a goat or whatever. Someone is a dog. They does not really know what is good for them, what is not good for them. But as a caretaker of that animal, that person should have knowledge and does guide. These animals, innocent, they are very innocent, they feel very secured by sleeping on the laps of their masters. Okay, my master is going to take care of me. I don't have to worry, because they are innocent and ignorant of what is to be done, what is not to be done. किंतु ওই স্বামী কিরূপে দয়াদ্র চিত্ত বিশ্বাস পাত্র হইয়া সেই সকল বিশ্বস্ত চিত্ত সমর্পিতাত্মা ও অবোধ প্রাণীদিগকে পীড়ন করতে পারেন. If this animal, innocent animal and ignorant animal, is taking shelter of the master so blindly, our master is going to take care of us, because he is not aware of what is to be done, what is not to be done. How can the master be merciless upon such an animal? That they are thinking that we are very safe at this master's place, but the master is punishing ruthlessly. How can an animal be safe there? And what is that kind of breach of faith? The animal, ignorant animal, is putting faith, but the master is breaching that faith, the trust of that animal. This is not good. अर्थात ता कखनोई संभव नहीं. If he is a good master, it is never possible that he will punish the dependent animals upon him or dependent citizens upon him. Understand? Do you understand? No. Mind is not here. Only when is time getting finished, mind is there. Then you will not understand. It is the quality of a master is being told here. Like an ignorant person, he does not know what is good, what is bad. It is not his fault. Like a son, a small child, he is wanting to touch the fire. He wants to enter into the fire. He does not know that fire is going to devour him, finish him. He does not know. But he is dependent, or he or she, the small child, is dependent on the mother and the father. He is very relaxed. My mother, my father is going to take care of me, very relaxed. He does not know what is good, what is bad. But if mother and father ruthlessly, mercilessly allows, okay, you do whatever you want, I don't care, then how can that be possible? It is not good, because they are dependent. Those who are depending on them, means those who are taking care of the dependents, they should be merciful. They should not be merciless upon them. They should not break the trust of those who are dependent on them. They are dependent, therefore they have put trust in you. They have completely put trust in you. Therefore you should make sure, see to it that their trust is maintained. Otherwise, how will they trust? So Yamaraj, here everything is being told about Yamaraj. Yamaraj, we are all relaxed, thinking that Yamaraj is in the courtyard of Yamaraj. Only piety, religiosity, this is only going to happen. We are all relaxed. Okay, Dharmaraj is taking care. We are ignorant. But if he is breaching the trust of putting faith that yes, he is going to act according to dharma only, how is it possible? It is not good. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, आरु विश्वास घातकता व्यतीतो आर कहा के अधर्म बोलिबो. Just to what is vishwasaghat in English? I think breaking the trust. I don't know. Is there a single word for breaking trust?
deceiving. I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, a person who breaks the trust of a person is called Vishwasaghat. You know? So, the what is adharma than breaking the trust of dependents? That is the greatest adharma. That somebody is dependent upon you, is relying upon you completely, and you are breaking his trust, his or her trust. That is the greatest sin, or that is the greatest irreligiosity. There is nothing superior to it. ইহা বলিতেছেন यस्य ইত্যাদি দুইটি শ্লোকে নার্পিতাত্মানাম বিশ্বাসের সহিত সম্পূর্ণরূপে অর্পিত হইয়াছে আত্মা যাহা কর্তৃক তাহাকে. He has completely put his trust on you, a person, an animal. Here, humans also can be called as animals. Jiva also, it's a neutral gender. Jiva does not indicate a male or a female or an animal or a human. It does not specify anything. Jiva means a living entity, a living being. So here, Pashu also means a living being, not necessarily an animal. You can take animal, but also it means a living being. A living being has put some complete trust. When he has put complete trust on you, to such person, Vishwas hetu je vyakti atmasmarpan koriyache, he had surrendered, submitted completely. Like a child, he has submitted completely. Because he trusts my mother and my father will not allow me go astray. He has put complete trust. Tahar ki prakare apakar korte paren. How can they commit any heinous activity towards him? How can they not think about the welfare of their dependents? Or just to do the opposite, how can they give trouble to such dependents? Ki prakare vishwaser yogyata. Then what is the point in putting trust? If one person has put trust, means he is assured that he is protected. What is the point in putting the trust? If those who are giving that protection, or those who are caretakers, if they themselves are breaching that trust, then where can ordinary civilian citizens take shelter of? তাতে বলিতেছেন ভূতানাম যিনি প্রাণীগণের বিশ্বসনীয় এবং সদাই ব্যক্তি. A religious person or a person who is a leader or a king, he should be having mercy. He should be a person whom everyone can trust blindly. But he should not be a one like, oh, don't trust this person.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
It's a question I've had for a while, but so because we say, I mean, I know it's not the essence of the thing, but we say like, one of the offenses of the holy name is sinning on the strength of chanting the holy name. That saying like, oh, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, so it's okay. I do these things. I mean, I know this. Sometimes people say it, but like, and I know that there's a certain degree of sinful activity that can never be avoided. You always, but then, and then say, okay, so I'll just take shelter of the Lord, but. This question, because it's so much portraying, the position of the leaders, and ultimately it's like, it's not even the king, it's the Brahminical class, who is supposed to set the example for society, and, the Vaishnavas are supposed to set the example for society, and obviously they're presenting, the highest, so forgive me, but I just said it's a question, they're presenting, the highest dharma, but,
Yes.
But I just always had this question because, like, say, this point about, like our lifestyle, because we're so much engaged in a sinful lifestyle, and not like, but like the technology and the electricity and chemicals using so many things that we're doing, and so many devotees I've heard, they say it's like, well, it's okay because there's only so much you can do, and we're chanting Hare Krishna and we're trying to propagate that, so that's the example. But I just wonder, because people see the external things that we do, to what degree, should we strive to live in a
simple manner,
or a sin-free,
sin-free.
Not that it can ever be sin-free, but like, because it seems like it sets such a terrible example, that people, they're seeing, it's like, but what, um, they, uh, talk about love of God, you talk about these highest things, but so many people, it's like, all they see is what we do, like you're saying.
Mhm.
So then it seems like not a very good example. I don't know.
No, doing means what? I mean, sinful. You're talking about our lifestyle, or using technology, or what do you call as sinful activity?
I mean, the whole,
See, the thing is that it is very difficult to avoid committing sin. Okay,
it's impossible.
it's impossible. Okay, unless until our desire is completely purified to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, like Arjuna is fighting, he is killing, but that's not considered as sin because his objective is to please Krishna. Okay, so there sin does not stand. Sin is, I mean, ordinary people may see it to be sin. For others, it may appear to be sin because they don't have a proper understanding of what sin is and what dharma is. But unless until our desire or our mind is free from the anarthas, unwanted things, it is not possible for us to be not performing sins. They do happen because we have the worldly desires. But the thing is that we have to reach that objective. The goal, we have to say that this is where I want to go. Okay, and the ideal is the Vaishnavas, the pure devotees. Now, Vaishnavas, when I say, it is not like any person who has started bhajan. We are trying to be Vaishnavas. We are not Vaishnavas as yet. So, we want to follow that ideal of the Vaishnavas or the pure devotees, and to make our life free from all sins. Till that time, yeah.
But I guess, what does that mean though? Because it's, like you're saying, Arjuna is fighting, and I understand it's like for the sake of preaching, but like for myself, if I'm not a preacher, I mean, everyone preaches, in a small way, but like, um, you know, um, it seems, you're saying like, because it's pleasing, this Lord doesn't want to see us sinning, right?
Correct.
And it's like, if you know that something is a sin,
Right.
like if I know that, like, in the U.S. it's like having a washing machine, or like I like so many things that are like so demonic, and the whole infrastructure is so demonic that it's like, but I'm willingly participating in it, but I know that it's a sin. I don't know.
No, it's like, if you are using technology, it's not a sin. What is sin in it? I mean, you are using technology. Okay, so you are not using technology for a wrong means. Okay, let's say,
But I am for my sense gratification.
yeah, that is not good. That is, I mean, we have to. It's like, let's say, for example, using washing machine. I'm taking that example. So you are using washing machine to wash your clothes, and you are trying to utilize the time to chant. Let's say.
But I don't.
Yeah, that is our problem, because that's our problem. But I mean, using technology per se is not wrong. Okay, because that's, again, technology is kind of, the Lord, it's a Lord's energy only that's being transformed in the form of technology. So using it is not wrong, because anyway we are eating, that's a Lord's energy. We are staying here, that's this Lord's energy. We are able to walk, that's Lord's energy. Everything is transformation, Lord's energy. And there is no harm in using technology, but using anything, not just technology, using anything of the Lord's creation for our personal needs, for our fulfilling our desires, is sin. No need to say technology or any other thing. Energy of the Supreme Lord in whatever form it is, to utilize in our service or for our sense gratification, is mistake, is a great sin. We need to avoid as much as possible. And yes, all of us are preaching to one or other degree, to the whatever little possible extent, everyone is preaching, because simply putting tilak is a preaching activity. We may not be preaching to others through our mouth. Putting tilak is a preaching activity. Why? Because they accept, oh, this guy is Lord's devotee, therefore this is not expected out of him, and they think that, oh, he is like this, he is like this. So that itself we are preaching through our kanti, through our tilak, even though we may not be speaking out any philosophy. And therefore, people have a certain kind of expectations from us that, oh, a person who is putting tilak and kanti, he will not behave like this, he will not be doing like this. So that itself is an expectation or setting a standard for others. So which means that we ourselves have to follow it. If we are not doing it, then people will say, if you are breaching the conduct, then where can we see the true conduct? So it brings the entire responsibility, onus upon us. The moment we become Krishna conscious, the entire responsibility we are bearing on our shoulders, so that we are setting example for others. It's very, very important. Okay, we will stop here. If you have question further, then we will continue after the prayer. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टों विष्णुपाद प्रवंश स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिदयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जय जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सपरिकर श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्री श्री राधा गोविंद श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री षट्टिला एकादशी तिथि वरा की जय। एकादशी तिथि वरा पालन करी भक्त वृंद की जय। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी एवं परीक्षित महाराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवण करी भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।